Is Rush Collectibles back? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I want to do something different for you guys. I love talking about all this, news and stuff. Rush Collectibles, they were known for putting out the Roadblock figure a few years ago that was not good. Supposedly exploded in people's hands. When you would use the articulation, it would fall apart. Crappy glue used from the factory. Sal has since switched factories. Started putting out other stuff. He had a couple issues with Larry Zabisco. He had a couple issues with the French Angel. It took forever to come out. The Chris Van Vliet took forever to come out. So people had wrote him off. They said Rush Collectibles isn't going to make it happen. No matter what he does, he's not going to make it happen. So people just kind of ditched him. But Sal has pivoted. Now, there are so many wrestling retro companies nowadays. You have Collect Major. You have Grapplers and Gimmicks from Hassel Toy. You have Zombie Sailor. You have Figure Collections. You have Wrestle Something Wrestlers. You have What's Left of Cella. You have Epic Toys UK. You have Title Run Toys. There's just so many that you lose count of who's making who. So, like I said, Sal pivoted. And the way he did it was quite controversial. He's been a controversial figure the whole time. But this was one way to make a splash. He decided to release a retro of none other than Donald Trump. He put it in the Ringmasters line because, technically speaking, Donald Trump was part of WrestleMania 23. Love him or hate him, this was a ballsy move by Sal. And this was a divisive release. Obviously, the country is split 50-50. No matter which side you were on, you felt strongly about this. It was a ballsy approach. And on the record, Trump saved Rush's business. Rush Collectibles was about ready to close shop until this happened. And this sold like hotcakes, believe it or not, according to Sal. And he'd shown me proof. So he started teasing. You got the packaging. Everything looks good here. Love him or hate him, Sal can do a really nice graphic design. It's something he excels at. It's what he has a degree in, graphic design. So he started doing that. But at the same time, he said, you know what? Like, I'm getting away from wrestling because that market is just so oversaturated, and he had just a really rough start. He wanted to kind of start over. So he put Trump in the Ringmasters, who was part of the other sets, which was fine. Obviously, he had to put him somewhere. But then he started doing monsters, retro horror monsters, and they looked good. Look at this rendering of Frankenstein. It's insane. It really looks good. And I'll speak more on this in a second. Obviously, there's updates. He teased another Roadblock. Oh, I don't even remember this. This is an LJN Roadblock, supposedly. Yeah, we won't even mention that. But he keeps teasing these monsters. Nosferatu. It looks really good. It's the jumping motion from the Hasbro line. This looks really good. It also comes with a pet rat. Then he releases a bloody variant of Trump, limited to only 50. Like I said, regardless of how you feel about it, it's a ballsy business move. And he did it. And it helped fund other projects because you take the profit, you reinvest it into the company, bada bing, bada boom, you're back in business again. That's just how it goes. So he's doing all that stuff. He's once again showing off the Chris Van Vliet sample. This was obviously, Van Vliet was running late. It was a shame that it was. But he starts teasing this other stuff. And when Sal gets on something, homie's rolling. Then he starts teasing cinema editions. He starts teasing bloody variants. They look good. They are monsters. They're from the black and white TV age. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to get your money's worth out of a mold. That's just how it goes. He shows off the Nintendo NES wrestling figures. They look really good. And he puts there, if he sells over a certain amount of units, you will get a free figure. Unfortunately, it did not sell 300 units. That's just how it goes. But once again, these look good. They look good in the packaging. Like, regardless how you feel about Sal, you have to admit that this looks good. Then we keep on going. He shows off the final products in hand, stuff like that. You have Starman, all that. The card art looks great. That's a live video, Sal. We don't need your live video right now. Pre-order exclusive pet rat for Nosferatu. Looks good. Looks good. Everything is kicking and going. He shows off the card art for the Monsters line. Looks really good. You can hate Sal all you want to. The dude knows how to design a package. And I love here that he puts designed by Dr. Frankenstein, because it technically is Frankenstein's monster. A lot of people don't put that. Even the back looks good with the comics. I don't know if these are original comics or what. And then it does say on the back Frankenstein's monster. That's a nice approach there. He shows off the paint samples of Van Vliet and Trump. Everything looks good. It's hard to complain about it. Honestly, it really is. Like, regardless how you feel about the people, it looks good. Then he decided to launch a Kickstarter. The first Kickstarter did not go. We will talk about that first Kickstarter right here, because the goal was for 10,000. It hit 8,000. He canceled it, refunded it, obviously. But let's show off what he was showing. You would be getting Frankenstein, which looks really good. Nosferatu. Cthulhu. We hadn't even mentioned Cthulhu. Cthulhu looks good. You have the Rush Creature, who is now a stretch goal in the new Kickstarter. We'll get to it in a second. Then you have the bundle of the 4. You have the bundle of the 4 with the bloody variants. Then you got to go to the stretch goals. Or is this, what was this again? Apparently, if you pledged all 4 figures, I forgot about this, you would get a Build-A-Figure zombie. Now, obviously, this zombie is a sailor. Zombie Sailor kind of had some words with him in the beginning, obviously comparing product, and it's just how it goes. But the figure looks good. I actually own the 3D resin sample of this figure, and it's really nice. As far as the rest of the line, there's Nosferatu once again, showing them all. Frankenstein, Cthulhu, all that jazz. Rush Creature looks good. He did not have this one in hand yet. This was a render, which has since started going in. You have the chain accessories for Frankenstein. Looks good. The packaging looks great. No matter what you say, like, the packaging looks good. He's showing off the molds to show you that these are, in fact, in production already. And they are. They are now in hands. The Frankenstein is. Here's the stretch goals. You have the Rush Monster Masters werewolf. Looks really good. If the thing hit $20,000, he was going to give away a werewolf. Nothing wrong with that. If we hit $30,000, everybody was going to get a free Van Helsing. Nothing wrong with that at all. If we hit $40,000, you were going to get the Headless Horseman and a horse figure. The Headless Horseman looks good, all that stuff, whatever. It didn't fund. So he decided to slightly pivot. He put out a window of when stuff's going to happen. Warehouse arrival, that hit. Production complete on Frankenstein, that hit. He did not get the plastic sample from the pro wrestling stuff or the Winnie the Pooh, but the Monster Masters, Nosferatu, and Spellbinder all went up. January 1st hit. After a week and a half of teasing, he showed off the, what was this called again? Return of the Living Dead. He's doing this with Hastel Toy. Hastel Toy got a lot of hate for this because it was Rush, because Hastel Toy has created a name for himself, and he's doing very well considering where he was. But Rush has great sculpting. He has great carding. So take those two, mix those together, do some 80s horror movie characters in the retro style. The card art looks great here. So people were pretty jazzed up about this, honestly. You see that 761 likes on that post? Then also on January 1st, he dropped the reveal for the Spellbinder. Fantasia, for those that remember, the wrestling magician. This looks very nice. I talked with Sal about this. It is going to have the actual glitter look to the gear. I was going to call it a singlet, but that's not it. It's very nice. It looks very good. Also, he has Fantasio signed to an exclusive contract. It's very, very nice. It's looking good. Then there's a pre-order bonus. Fantasio pulled out the guy's underwear without taking out the singlet. So you get like 100 units were sold with underwear. Just something fun. Then we don't need a live video, Sal. Boom. Kickstarter is back. Now, for the Kickstarter to be back, we are at this again. But as you see, he has hit the Kickstarter this time. His goal was 6,000. He cut it down from the Rush creature down to these 3, with there being stretch goals. He already has more backers than he did last time, and he has more money, and he's going to hit his first stretch goal, which is great. It is so great. You can't help but be happy for the man after all the issues that he had in the beginning. Once again, if they hit 150 backers, everybody will get the Build a Zombie for free. No problem there, no extra charge. The stretch goal of 10,000, you will receive a free Rush creature. The Rush creature's back. No problem there. I don't think he put any other, no, he said he was going to add more stretch goals as it hit. And since then, he has been keeping people in the loop better than he ever has before. He's teased the blob figure here, the Rush blob. Looks very nice. He showed off, he sent me a render of this. He has a pink and purple version, and then he has a green version. Has a human arm coming out of it. Has skulls going through it. Everything looks good. He even teased an actual action for the figure. An action figure. Who would have thought? But then he's firing on all cylinders. And I don't think a lot of people are giving him a proper, like, everybody's allowed to make mistakes in the beginning. But the fact that people are still bashing him after all these years, when he has admitted to his mistakes and he has corrected everything about it. He had figures that fell apart. Boom. Changed factories, changed the glue that was going there. The figures stay together now. His sculpting was weak in the beginning. Boom. Guess what? His sculpting is better now. And he does it all himself. He took the criticism and he went with it. He made it better. Everything about these look so much better now. Then he did Old Glory Trump. This was posted right before the inauguration. 250 units. I think almost all of them have sold. And if they sell out, you get a American Championship. That's fun. It's whether you like him or not, the dude's trying, and the Trump figure saved his business. And then today he announced Dr. Frankenstein's laboratory ring. What? Do you see the look of this? Now, obviously, this is a render, but supposedly there's already samples of this. It has Cthulhu on the side there. It has Nosferatu coming off the top rope. It has Van Helsing in the ring, and it has the Frankenstein, who a lot of this is cornered around. You have like it looks like the Tesla coils as the turnbuckles. Everything looks good. I just noticed it does have only 2 ropes all the way around. That's fine with me. The bottom of it looks like a dungeon. This looks great. Hopefully, people give him the benefit of the doubt and they support the Monsters line. Now, if you're wondering, like, oh man, the figures, I don't see the value there. That's where you're wrong. If you go look on eBay, not a single one of his figures that have been sold on eBay have went anywhere near retail. Somebody sold the Trump figure a couple weeks ago, sold for like $150, $160. Even the figures that people complain about, the Roadblock, the Larry Zabisco, they're selling for $80, $90 a piece. He does these things in such small quantities that he creates the demand. If the demand's not there initially, the demand will be there on the secondary market. Because I think all the monsters are going to be limited to 250 or less, which is insane. You saw the one Trump that was announced. It was 250 units. That's all it was. The dude had issues with the wrestling market, and he decided to take it a step further. Like, I think he was showing off more to the room, but like the Fantasio looks really good, and the fans like it. Despite Sal having the bad rap from back in the day, the fans love it. The ring. Everybody is loving it so far. Nothing but positive energy. You see, he has more backers than he had before and more money. We're about to hit the stretch goal, so everybody's going to get the Rush creature for free. I know a couple guys that are waiting for it to hit before they even order to get the creature. We're getting the creature, basically. But like, there's so many good things going on. I wish people would give him the benefit of the doubt because, Like, the stuff he is putting out now is leaps and bounds better than it was. And I'm not going to say it's on grapplers or zombies level. I don't like the zombies personally. I think they're too detailed. But I believe you could put him in the running. Now, he got voted worst wrestling figure of the year for the Chris Van Vliet by a bunch of people that are in a Facebook group. I'm in that Facebook group. I don't participate in the slander and stuff like that. But, like, the dude turned it around and is doing phenomenal work. But that's all I have to say on the matter. Go support the Kickstarter. I'm going to put the link down in the description below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are you supporting Rush Collectibles? Let me know down in the comments below. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and last but not least, take it easy.